Hi, welcome. Tina from FitFlow Yoga and Fitness. Today's Strong Women, Strong Bones class, we're going to do full body. We're going to be using a bench not only for jumping off, but also for doing some hip thrusts for glutes. So if you have a little bench or a stool or even a couple of yoga blocks, grab those. Grab your dumbbells, a variety of weights. What else are we going to use? Might be using a loop, so grab your loop and just grab everything and bring your energy and let's do this thing. Okay, let's begin. Start to move the body. Big swings and little walks. Let's go ahead and bring our knee up. You can start really small just as we sort of wake up the body and get into the big joints of the hips. Of course, those of us that are concerned about bone density are not hinging forward, please. At the waist, you're using your low abs and your hip flexors to pull the knees up. All right, and then let's do our heel kicks as you're squeezing your shoulder blades together. And see if you can really get your heel right up to the back of your hamstring if your knees will allow you to do that. You get that full contraction. And then we're going to do a balance. So we're going to do that same movement, balancing on one leg. So bring your feet closer together, standing on one leg. You can have your arms out for balance, and we're just going to squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. So this way you're going to feel that contraction of your hamstring. We might as well start on balance right away. Only thing moving here is the knee joint, not the hip. Yes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. You can swing the arms in between. Same. Whoops. Just squeezing the calf, basically, probably not going to be your heel, but your calf right against your hamstring. And you're thinking about that squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we'll start to do some squats, little squats. All right, make sure that your feet are at least hip width apart. Some of you might have to move your feet open a bit. And you also don't want your feet super wide unless you're really worried about your balance. So somewhere between your shoulders and your hips. Yeah. All right, let's stay down and pulse just to wake up the quads. Just little pulses. Only thing moving here, hips, knees, and ankles. We're not moving the spine. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's open it up and do cat and cow for our back. Tipping and tucking. Tipping and tucking. We can add the core breath right here. Softening the belly on the inhale and contracting the abdominals and the pelvic floor on the exhale. Get a big lift and contraction. As always, anytime we can think about doing pelvic floor work, we're doing it. And especially when we're breathing, mindfully breathing. Let's do a few more. Feels good in the back. You can also be thinking about squeezing your shoulder blades together when you're tipping your tail. Even in this position, you can really pull your collarbone up. Get into the mid back a bit more. Let's do 2 more like that. And then while we're in this goblet squat, let's do those goblet squats. Nice and high and deep and low. I know everybody in this room live knows how to do these. You're sending your tailbone straight down, not back towards the back of the room. Yes. And if you're sending your tailbone straight down, chances are you will feel this in your inner thighs more as you squat down and as you push up. Let's do 4, 3, 2. Hold here. Let's do a rotation, nice and long spine. Rotate both directions. Both directions. We're staying in this goblet squat, feeling our quads say hello to us. 1 more time in each direction. And then we're gonna do a little pulse here, little pulse. So it's a little squat, little squat. Yeah, I know. We do these little pulses to really get the muscle tired. 4, 3, 2, 1, standing up. Hello, let's do a quad stretch, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. Working on balance again to grab the foot and pull the knee straight down. Your goal here is to get your thighs parallel. So I see quite a few of you up here. I'd expect that you're there because your quads are tight. Otherwise you would be here. Yeah, push your hips forward. There you go. And then switch. No point doing a stretch if you're not feeling it at all. So if what I'm asking you to do doesn't work for you, do something else. This week in my classes, we've been working on the theme of giving ourselves the most loving thing we can give, which is full attention. And so even as we're working with weights, we're paying really good attention to what we're doing, how our body feels, what it wants to do and what it doesn't want to do. Let's roll out the wrists. So anytime I'm saying something that doesn't work for you, do what works for you. Unless you're just being lazy, and then don't do what works for you, do what I say. That's the rule. So we are going to start with some lunges and then stomps. So we'll just do the lunges. We'll do 6 lunges in front each leg, and then we're going to start to do that big stomp out to the side, all right? So just a basic lunge, no weight, because I want you to focus when we have no weight on stepping wider and pushing harder. There you go. Stepping wider and pushing harder. So I know sometimes when we have weights, we don't want to step so far because it's hard to push back, but without weights, that's our goal. That looks good. All right, just 1 second. When you're stepping, I don't want to see you step and then continue to move forward like that. So when you step, you go down immediately. Step and down. Let's see it again. Better. That's harder work, I know it is. Way safer on your knees. Okay, so let's focus on that push. If you're not struggling to push, step wider. Push. That's what we're practicing. Nice, that looks good, Susan. Push. Push. Good, that looks better, everybody. You got a much more 90-90 when you hit that lunge. Yes, okay, stop here. Let's practice our stomps. Check your area, please. Don't step on anything. All right, stomp, push. Same thing here, we're not using weights. So let's practice the push, because let's not kid ourselves. I'm saying we're not using weights, we're using our body weight. Push. Okay, that's it. We're gonna try and lift the foot here. Push. So you're using your hip. Push. Nice. If you're not struggling to push, you could step wider. So this is the alternative progressive overload we do when we're not using dumbbells. We use range of motion. We use depth. Nice. Okay, so we're doing this. I said stomp. We're not actually stomping because we're working on this. Let's do the same. One more time on each side. Then we're going to do our stomps, okay? So stomp. Stomp. Nice. Stomp. Whole foot, please. Whole foot. You know me, every week I say I was reading something about bone density. It's because it's on my algorithm, of course. I'm following so many different specialists, physiotherapists. But it's important how you land on your foot. The whole foot. We're not landing on the ball of the foot like we've been taught to run. Yes? 2 more on each side. Good stomp. Let's hear it. Good stomp. Yeah. Nice. All right, friends. We are going to do a shoulder press. So we're going to continue with that lateral. Now we're picking up a dumbbell. All right? Something you know you can push over your shoulder, but remember this one, we're using momentum. So we're flipping it up. That means you'll be able to lift heavier. So if you normally do 8 pound, try 10. If you normally do 10, try 12. Or if you normally do 12, try 15. Nice wide stance, goblet squat. Okay? And again, we don't have to do, those of us who have been working out together, you don't have to make it to 12. Our goal is to do heavier with less reps. here, and really quick. That's a snatch, and you're breathing out. And if you've got an iffy low back, squeeze your glutes when you stand up. Yes, that looks good. Nice. Yeah. And as you're hinging over to the side, it's the hip that's hinging, not the spine. Yes. This is heavy for me. I'm going to do 2 more. Pick how many more you can do. That's it for my side. If you can do a couple more, do a couple more. I'll wait for you, no worries. Good, that looks good, everyone. All right, when you're ready, we're switching sides. Over to this side and snatch it right up. It doesn't have any time to rest on your shoulder. Yeah, perfect. Don't forget to use your breath, ladies. You don't have to go all the way to the floor. We're just twisting over to the other shin. Yes, I've been reading a lot also about frozen shoulder. Finally, they're acknowledging, the medical system, that frozen shoulder is caused 95% by hormone reduction in the female, which is why women get it and men do not. It's not something you did physically that caused an injury. For most people, it's caused by low estrogen. That's all I can do. You can do a couple more. And guess what? They say to use, just keep moving the arm. You got to work through it, sadly. It can be very painful, I know. Swing. Okay, ladies, we are going to use the bench. If you do not have a bench, you'll be using 2 yoga blocks together. If you don't want to slide, because we're going to be doing lunges with the foot on the bench, you can put your props on your mat so they don't slide. I've got my bench with a block behind it against a wall so it doesn't slide. So let's just do one quick little warm-up set, no weights, okay? So your foot on your yoga blocks, your foot on your step, or your foot on the ball of your foot behind you if you are feeling like you don't want to do this with an elevated foot, or if you're a beginner. So this is a full squat. So that foot in the front, step it forward slightly so you feel a bit nervous about that width. There, thank you. We're going straight down and pushing straight off the front heel. Straight down and straight up. Down and up. Lorianne, step your front foot further forward. So we're doing a split lunge here. We're not going to do that glute squat where we're really narrow. Not yet, we're not going to do it. We're going to do split squat. That means your back knee is coming directly to the floor. Directly toward the floor. There you go, looks good, Joan. Let's do 4. It's a lot of work even without any weight. 3, 2, straight down. 1, woo, hello legs. Try and remember where your foot was. Step back, get the ball of your foot on the step. I'm glad I have mine braced. I tend to push the block away from me. Straight down, straight up. Straight down, straight up. There. Good, Katrina, I like that. I like everybody's got their foot elevated on something because it forces our body to work on that front leg more. If you're pushing through your heel, you're going to activate the back of your leg more, the back of your hamstring, your glutes. 2 more. 1 more. Good job. Keep moving. I need to get a drink of water. You can join me if you need to. I talk too much, I know. This is one of the things about teaching a live class as opposed to just recording something. All of the things I'm saying, I'm taking from what I'm seeing online. Okay, everybody, we're going to do that shoulder snatch again. If you feel like that weight you had last time was too light, pick up the next weight and do less. Yes. Wide feet. Can wait for everybody to pick up their weight. Here we go. Doesn't have to go so far down, just below the knee. And boom, power snatch. Right. Yes. You could be using your core very actively here as you're snatching that weight up. Your core engages, yes? Very good form, everyone. Don't go too slow, Kate. Get it right up and over. We're going to do a regular shoulder press at some point, which is harder for the shoulder than this because we are also using our back here to pull that weight over to our shoulder. Yeah. Keep breathing. I'm going to do 2 more. I know I probably make terrible noises in the mic, sorry. Okay, ready? Let's do it. Other side. Strong core, especially when you're bending over. Your abdominals will protect your low back from doing too much strain to pick up the weight. Yes. You can tell when I get tired, I stop talking. I'm gonna do 1 more. Whoo, baby. Keep moving your feet, swing your arms. We'll do a little shoulder stretch right here. Pull that arm across your chest. Keep your shoulder blades neutral on your back so you get the stretch. Other side. Okay, so we're gonna do the split squat with the foot either on the ball of your foot, on a yoga block, or a high bench or a low bench, or a chair or whatever. So now we're gonna use weights, friends. So now you know it was hard just by itself. So pick up something. I'm gonna put some gloves on. You know that you can do with your legs. Remember, we're not doing anything with the arms. They're just gonna hang. So all of the weight is going into the legs, the glutes, our strong mobility muscles. Scooch that front foot away. Yes, your torso should be vertical, right? Not leaning forward for this one. Okay, let's go. Straight down. I mean, of course you're leaning a small amount. Oh, I know it's hard. Nice. Oh, 7, 8. If it's hard, it means it's good. It means your body is struggling to get stronger. I'm gonna do 1 more. Oh, yuck. Not my favorite, which means probably need to do it more often. Switch, chest up. Let's go, straight down with that back knee. Nice. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm gonna do 1 more. 10, if you can do 2 more, do it. Oh, hello, legs. Keep moving, please. Whew. All right, just get rid of that lactic acid. We are going to be doing jumps, and we're gonna be using either the bench or the block or the stool or whatever, and or you could be doing hard stomps if you don't want to jump. So now, of course, they're calling it jump training, not just high impact training. They're calling it jump training because jumping is the only way to get what we're looking for, which is the landing. Okay, so choose your method of getting some hard landing. Let's go. If you're stomping full foot, not just the heel, not just the ball of the foot. If you're marching, use your core, please, ladies, so that you're not going to feel any instability in your back. So they have been doing studies about just jumping with nothing else. No weight training, nothing else. And they're seeing improvements in bone density from just jumping. I can do 2 more. Ooh, baby. All right. I was going to tell you a story, Joan, that Joan went to see her doctor and she has a fracture in her spine, which is very, very common with women with low bone density. And there was a day that her doctor, or a doctor, and there still is a day where the doctor, when she told him she was doing jumps, would have said, no, don't do that. But I was so happy that her doctor actually said, well, I trust you to listen to your own body. Don't worry about what anybody says. Do what feels right for you. If you want to jump, jump. Just be cautious and be safe. I love that doctor, whoever she is. Okay, we're doing curtsy lunges and we're gonna do bicep curls. All right, again, try and pick up something heavy. You don't have to make it to 10. Let's use our arms. These bicep muscles work so hard, and if they're strong, we don't use our back so much or our neck. All right, we're gonna just alternate like so. Alternate. Yes. Curl right up to the shoulders. Don't let your elbows fly away from your torso. Looks good. Oh, your biceps should be tired by now, friends. I'm going to force 2. This is what we call going to fatigue. Oh. God. Yuck. Going to fatigue is always hard. Stretch out your bicep, grabbing a hold of your fingers. Keep moving your legs, please. Yep. All right, swing. We're gonna do a row. So I want you to get your heavy weight and a medium weight, because we're gonna do the same side. We'll have a hand on something to protect our back and or your thigh. We're gonna do a row, then we're gonna switch weights, and we're gonna do a kickback. So have a heavy weight and a medium weight so that you can do both. So if you have a flat-headed dumbbell, you can use that to rest your hand on. You can rest your hand on your thigh. You can rest your hand on a bench or your step, so that we're protecting the back here as we move into that heavy row. I'm gonna try 20 and 15. All right, we know that we can do this row heavy. Everybody got it? Core strong, let's do it. I'm pretty sure everybody has a weight here that you can do 12 with. Because I don't see anybody lifting a 40-pound weight here, even though I know for sure some of us could do that for at least 8. Yes, even us normal humans that are not bodybuilders, that are over 60, we all have a lot of power in our back stored. I don't know what number I'm gonna look at, you guys. 12, okay, no rest. Pick up your lighter weight. All right, this is why I'm asking you to rest your hand on something so your low back doesn't get too tired here. Kick back, elbow against the ribs. Kick straight back. Remember, we're moving away from gravity. Your torso should not be on a 45-degree angle, it should be parallel to the floor. Oh gosh, this is heavy. I'm not gonna get I'm doing 2 more if I can. Oh gosh. Oh. Stand up and give your back a rest between sides. Whew. All right, guys, gals, chicks, broads, whatever term I'm allowed to use. Women that identify. Let's do the other side. Row. Let's do it. Always exhaling on the hard part. Working on our posture muscles. 12. Pick up your lighter weight. If you have to stand up for your back, stand up for a sec. Over you go again. Pick up your weight. Tricep kickback, elbow against the ribs. 6, 7, 8. I'm only going to 10. 10. Woo-hoo. Your form looks good, everyone. All right. Whew. Done. Stand up, give your back a rest. All right. Do a tricep stretch. Keep moving your feet. Let's get our heart rate down. We have a set of jumps, friends. Set of jumps. Whichever jump you're doing, make it count. Let's do it. You know, a while ago, I was telling you the difference between a DEXA scan, which is what most everyone uses, and a REMS scan. And a DEXA scan talks about bone density and can be very inaccurate, especially with women that are small or slim. It will show low bone density because, of course, you have lower bone density because you're small. Doesn't mean you're at high risk of fracture. A REMS will show the fragility rate in your bones. So even though, as I said before, I got a really low bone density scan, the quality bone is good. So it's a DEXA scan that sometimes scares women and they stop working out. It's the worst thing that could happen. I know that's not you. This is to tell people, spread the news that a bone density scan, DEXA, is not the end all be all. All right, friends. We have one more set of triceps and biceps and back. All right, that's it. Let's do it. We're gonna do that curtsy lunge with the bicep curl straight away into that row and that kickback. Pick up the weight you can lift with your biceps. Whoop, not the 20. Let's do it. Nice wide crossover, working the hips. So one of these reasons I love this curtsy lunge is it's really good for mobility in the hips. The way we can cross behind like that. Yes. Oh. I'm doing one more. Lifting until you feel like crying just a little bit is where we're aiming for. Bicep stretch, keep moving. Get the heart rate down a little bit. All right. All right, we have one more set. Row and triceps. Get your weight or your bench to put your hand on. Oops, that's my... and get your 2 weights that you're going to use for the exercise. All right. Bending over. Nice strong core, nice strong flat back. Let's do it. Looks good. Starting that lawnmower. Picking up your lighter weight. Tricep kick back. Let's do it. 7, 8, 9, 10. Can you make it to 12? I didn't. I made it to 11. The other way to tell when you need to stop, besides of course that fatigue and that urge to want to cry a little bit, is when you feel like you start to cheat through the exercise. That means your form gets really bad. We're doing the other side? Yes, we are. That means that you start swinging the shoulder or you start lifting your body up. Your brain is smart. It'll try and find a way to make it easier. That's when you need to stop or correct. Other side. Triceps. Ooh, I stand up just for a second to rest my back. And then back over we go with a lighter weight. Almost done. Ooh, baby. That looks really good, ladies. Tricep stretch. Keep moving. All right. Both arms. Time to get a drink. This will be a good time to get a drink before we head down onto our mat to do chest. Okay, so we're gonna do chest first, and then we're gonna do hip thrusts, and we're gonna use the bench. So there's all sorts of different ways to use the bench. The hardest way is with the shoulders on the bench and the hips up, but I know that some of us have a hard time getting on this. I know it's challenging. So what we'll do instead is we're gonna lift the hips and the feet. So bring your blocks and or your small stool, and we will do, just leave it at the end of your mat. We'll do a set of chest first, and then we're gonna put our feet on the bench and do hip thrusts with the feet elevated on your yoga block or on your bench, okay? So just have it ready. Grab your weights that you know you can do chest press with, please. 15s, 12s, 10s, 20s. Make sure you're bringing these weights down safely. As always, get down onto the floor first and then pick up your weights and put them on your hips. You want to have your feet just close to that bench, not on the bench. And then once you get the weights on your hips, lower down with your abdominals. Get your back onto the floor. Start in your prep position with your hands right over your shoulders. Okay? Let's do a basic chest press right here. Skimming the triceps onto the floor, just feeling the hair on the back of the arms touch the floor. And then exhale, push and squeeze. You want to maybe work harder already for your core. Pick your feet up. Just leave them just in that sideways chair position and tighten up your low abs. Like you're trying to flatten out that space just below your belly button. You counting? I think that's 8 for me. You can do 12 or 15. You want to come to that place where it's tired. So that was 15 for me. All right, so ladies, You're gonna put the weights on your hips and scoot your bum down your mat. Get your feet on your bench or your blocks. And I'm gonna do just the heels. It actually is more comfortable to do just the heels on the bench because it's really hard to flatten your feet out, right? And you wanna get your bum pretty close to the bench because we're basically doing a bridge, yes? Scoot your bum closer to your blocks. There you go. And lift your hips. So hello, glutes and hamstrings. Keep your toes off the floor or off the block if you can. Let's go. Push. Push. So we're getting that full hip extension. Push. Push. Ooh, that looks good. Push. If your hamstrings are freaking out, you could scoot your bum closer. But I like the idea that we're using more hamstring here instead of just glutes. Hamstrings are those gorgeous muscles that shape our upper leg. Push. Oh yes, this is hamstring. Push. Can we do 4 more? 3, 2, 1. Oh gosh. Did you guys feel that in your hamstrings? Oh yes, you did. All right, move away just a little bit. Take your weights for set number 2 in the chest. Push them straight up over your shoulders to start. Let's go, 1 more set. Chest press, down and up. Ending up in that kind of goal post, 90-degree bend of the elbow. This is one of the things I like doing it on the floor, is we have the floor to tell us when to stop moving. Sometimes when you're doing it on a bench, you can injure your shoulder because the elbows come a little bit too low. Oh, I'm tired. I'm not gonna make it to 12 this time. Do what you can do, please, ladies. Oh. Okay, that's all I can do. All right, this time we're gonna keep the feet off the bench and do 1 more set of hip thrusts and we're done for all the heavy weights. Ready? When you're ready, hips, weights on either side of your pubic bone. Let's go, squeeze. Now we're gonna think about squeezing the butt. Squeeze. We got 15 to do. That's 3, that's 4. We got 10 more here. Squeeze. You want to work your pelvic floor? Do it here. Squeeze and lift. 10, 9, squeeze and lift. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh. Let your hips come down very gently, roll to your side and move those weights away from you with your arms very close to your body when you drop the weight. Once you've dropped it, come back onto your back, bring your knees into your chest and give your back a massage. Take 1 hand on each knee, roll around in circles. Let's do a figure 4 here while we're on our back. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Whatever feels good here, grabbing the thigh or the shin and getting your head back in line. Getting that big stretch into the hip. Try and get your chin down if you can. Lengthen the back of your neck. If it feels good to rock back and forth on your sacrum, giving the hard-working muscles in the back of the pelvis a little massage. And then switching legs. Do you remember back when you started doing yoga or fitness and you started doing this stretch, how hard it was to do this, what now feels like a very simple movement just because body has adapted to this really big external hip opener. But, you know, as someone who teaches a lot of beginners, watching someone, doesn't matter their age, try and do this stretch when they have not done it, it's amazing how challenging it is. And sometimes we forget how far we have come. So take a moment to acknowledge how far you have come in being able to move your body. Drop your foot. Let's roll to the side and stretch out our quad. Same thing as we did when we stand. You're pulling the leg back until you feel like your thighs are parallel and your pubic bone is up against an invisible wall right in front. Take a big, huge breath. Switch over to the other side. Come back to center. Kick yourself up. We're going to do a little chest stretch here. So bring your hands behind you, spin your fingers, squeeze your shoulder blades together, lift your collarbone up, and get a good stretch all the way. Not only across your chest and shoulders, but down your arms if you can. Straighten your elbows. And then release. Hamstring with right leg. So right leg back out in front. Pick yourself up and sit yourself forward. Bring your arms out in front. Hinge at your hip as far as you can hinge without flexing your back. As far as you can go. So sometimes it takes us a couple of shots to get there. Just reaching, reaching, reaching. Let your hands drop wherever they are. Try and fully extend your knee. And then go ahead and round your back and drop your head. We'll start to take some big breaths across the back to release tension in the back. And after weight training, of course, the tension is actually good tension. Your muscles are contracted, feeling strong, all that contracting of the muscles. Don't forget, it's also really good for the cardiovascular system, pumping blood through our body. Can you reach just a little bit further before we finish? Can you get that sensation right in the middle of your hamstring? Nice, and then walk back up, and we're switching, sit forward on the front of your hip. And same thing, we're gonna do the hinge at the hip first, reaching, 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 reaching. So we get some stuff going on in the low back here. And then we'll release. Reaching, 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 and then let the back and head go. It's nice to do a nice long stretch after a hard training session. And then walk back up. Do that roll of the shoulder blades one more time. And we are done. Good job, ladies. Have a great rest of your day.